If I turn the mic on, what's up?
Hey, man.
What's going on, Dean?
Let's have him lip read tonight.
We can do it.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing, man? We got plenty to talk about tonight, Dean. We're kind of getting low on stuff to do. It's getting that time of year. Baseball's starting to slow down for us. So again, we appreciate everybody taking some time out of your Sunday to tune in to Big Matt and Diamond Dean.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll probably we may be cutting back and take a little break June and July. Now we do have the big show June the 12th. We're going to be at Easy Street June the 12th at 2:00. That's Saturday. It's going to be our first annual football media day.
We can get in there. I stopped by there yesterday and there was 400 people in there.
We got in there just before I had the steak.
Now, Gillsville was doing it.
Yes, they were fixing to come when we were leaving. The steak was good. Talked to Scott a little bit. We talked about some crime detective stuff that they're doing over there.
Yeah, he said they did Judith Ann Neely.
Yeah.
Of course, you know who Judith Ann Neely is.
Yeah.
Committed a murder up at the canyon in the early 80s. I remember that as a kid. And he said next week they're going to do one about a snake handling preacher that forced his wife to stick her hand in the rattlesnake box.
I want to check that out. Scott, I hope you watching, getting tuned in. Tonight, guys, we got a couple local baseball. Spring Garden moves on. Center Warrior Boys, they move on. And City Bluff, they got put out.
I played the number one team.
Yeah, I know. That's that Lynn down there too. They hit and throw. They do everything really well. So senior leaving the team, Corey Teague, I like to say, hats off to you. I love you, young man. It's been an honor to coach you a lot when you was young, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And he's a great boy, good family. And Corey's going to go on and do great things. He's going to be playing football up Lindsey Wilson. It's up around your old neck of the woods, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, Lindsey Wilson.
So for the seniors leaving, that's just the one. So good luck for them next year, because that means for Coach Nelson.
8 starters coming back.
They got a lot of guys coming back. So
that's good. You want 8 starters coming back.
Absolutely.
I think it's 8. Corey
He's the only senior.
Senior?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was.
A lot of several 10th graders, and then your junior class, Preston and Jacob and them, So
I'm 9th graders, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pack, Caden, Pack.
Yeah. So they'll be hats off to them. Next year we'll be over there kicking the bushes around.
Yeah.
Cedar Bluff over at Bobby Mintz Field. And also we're going to do some picks we took out of the top 25. We just had some teams that we've been pulling out every week. We're going to do a little bit tonight, like some Miami, maybe some Indiana, stuff like that. And I got some spring games from this weekend, and we did go ahead and review Auburn's spring game.
Right. I'm kind of anxious to hear about that.
Yeah, we got to break it down closely. We couldn't find it.
Yeah, I had some trouble finding it.
We had to go back on YouTube to find it. So, without further ado, of course, we've got to thank our sponsors. Warrior Gym, always glad to have them on. Kevin Stargill's Lawn and Landscaping. I'm sure he's wide open right now. Scott Lloyd's Legal Service, any kind of representation, right down there on Main Street Center. Please go see Scott. Right across the road nearly, you got JR up on McKenzie, Cherokee Eye Clinic, and we do appreciate them. And of course, the girls at Dairy King.
I gotta go over and eat. I gotta get this shake, cake, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that Coca-Cola cake, man. It's top. Yeah. It's top-notch stuff.
I like Coke.
It's really, really good. We appreciate everybody and all the sponsors. Again, we appreciate everybody today. Taking time out of y'all's day. So
here I'll say hey to some watchers right now. We got 8 people watching, but it's showing me that Charlotte Chrysler. Hey Charlotte, how you doing? Bart Littlejohn.
Oh, Bart.
Famous Bart Littlejohn.
Yeah, their girls.
Did they advance in softball? Or they're doing well in softball.
Yeah.
We got a good group of athletes down there.
I do.
And Tyler Dalton also on. Hey Tyler, how you doing?
Yeah, hey Tyler, what's going on? Thinking the Coast Christian, the girls. He shares pictures and stuff on. And I try to reshare them on the page.
Bart, let us know how your girls, what their situation is now. I'm assuming they were maybe area champs. I don't know. I know they were in basketball.
Yeah.
They may be in softball too.
Yeah, got a lot of new interesting stuff going on down there. We got a new football coach, Coach O'Brien. Mark, we're going to have him on pretty soon, and maybe he may drag a old guy with him, Bo Starkey. He may be coming up with him. So
Bo's been gone a while.
They on road trip, man.
Big time road trip. Out west.
Little Lily, road tripping and seeing the sights, and I've enjoyed seeing the pictures and stuff. Hope they're doing okay. We'll say local baseball and stuff. We'd mentioned teams that's moving on and stuff. We'll start with Spring Garden. Looks like they are going to be playing. They got Faultville, ain't that right?
Faultville.
Yeah. Now,
will that be at home?
Yes, it will be. They'll be playing Friday at 4:30, and then the game 2 will be following after. Let's see here.
Now they went 3 games with Sullivan, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. They let's see.
I know. I saw that where they lost 1 in extra innings and won the.
Yeah, they won 11-0 the last game.
Tony Benefield's on. How you doing, Tony? Congratulations.
Yeah, man. They won the first, lost the second one, come back and win the third one to really, they went through a lot of hard stuff. I could tell you that just situations and stuff that they were dealing with, the calls and different. And I don't have to be nice. It's our show. There was a call against Luke, and Luke's supposed to be calling in a little bit, and we'll let him describe a little more. They threw a ball, and the catcher catches, and what video showed Umpstead take his base, and the catcher Luke just kind of spun around and kind of pitched his bat or something, and then went down toward first, and the catcher had caught the ball, and he hits Luke pretty hard. Now Luke's pretty hard to move.
Right.
He's a big kid. He I just didn't like how they did that. They threw Luke out of the game.
They threw him out.
So they may be a little bit of home cooking going on down there. So we're glad.
Sullivan. That's where Rashad Johnson plays.
Yes. Yeah. Rashad Johnson, Big Randy, his daddy, if you're watching, how you doing today?
Oh, really? Big Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson. He's about 6'6", about 300 pounds.
I think he may be watching.
He may be. Super nice guy. And his mom, forgot her name. She's a little bitty tiny lady.
I'd like to get Rashad Johnson. He's the sideline reporter for Alabama. So.
Yeah, we could. We know better make stuff happen. I'd call Randy. Say if Daddy may call him. Say, hey, Matt and Todd called. They want you on the show.
Sullivan's a long way.
That is a long ride. Coach was telling us that Goins one hit them in game 2, and Cam 2 hit them in game 3. It just seemed like it come together for them. And dealing with the adversity of what they've been going through, and it seems like they're getting hot at the right time.
Yeah.
To be able to deal with what I'm saying, stuff they were going through in that second game there.
21. They're 21-12 now.
They held it together. Goins allowed 1 hit, and Cam allowed 2 hits.
Well, you've studied them, you've watched them this year. Their 12 losses. They've won 21 games. Half of those are the tough teams.
Yeah.
And most of those losses are the very good teams.
Well, it's Westbrooks and Oaks Bluff,
Oxford.
Or these teams, these 6 and 7A schools down there at Chocolate.
Yeah. So I think they may make a good run. It may come down to them in Westbrook. I don't know. Maybe.
It may turn out that way.
Of course, Westbrook can't pitch that guy every game.
No, that's right. And that's what I've noticed in watching them in some other games where you keep up with them a little bit. They don't do as well.
No. He's probably the best player in the state or close to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So we'll say they'll be at home as well now. Center, they'll be at home.
Now, who did Center beat?
And
they didn't have a hard time at all, did they?
It was Good Hope, wasn't it?
Now, did they go 3 games?
No.
Just 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so every round now in high school baseball is at least you got to win the best out of 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now tell me about 5. Did they win 2 games?
Yeah. 5 went on. Piedmont's going on.
Yeah.
Center will play North Jackson Friday and Saturday. They'll also be at home too. So what I'm going to try to do Friday, I'm going to try to get out of there as quick as I can. I'm going to try to go to Center's first game, and then I'm going to try to run down to the Garden and catch their second game.
Yeah.
Coach Smith said about them that he's not 100% sure about that. Their stats show that they're really good. They're a really good hitting team. But it should be. They're going to be a good ball team. When you make it second round, you got to be pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But we're not sure about their area. That North Jackson, who's in their area, who are they beating?
Well, now I saw where Phil Campbell, who is the favorite to win 3A, and they've won 32 ball games. North Jackson beat them.
Now, in 2019, the Warriors played them. They were number 2 at the time, and Center run rode them.
Who was number 2 at the time? North Jackson?
Yeah.
Wow. Run.
Yeah, they were number 2 in the state. And they run rode them in 2019. So.
Wow. See that much.
Yeah. That might be.
Is this Mr. Wells?
Yes, sir, it is.
Hey.
How you doing, Luke?
What's up, buddy?
I'm doing fine. How about y'all?
Good.
We're glad you took a little bit of time out of your evening there to call in. What's been going on today? What you been doing?
I went to church and just been trying to get rested up from all the driving been having to do the past couple of days.
Oh yeah.
Doing some things around the house.
Now, during the game, we'll bring this up first because this is kind of the question. And I've watched the video. Tell me a little bit more about your getting thrown out there. The catcher he was trying to rough you around, buddy. Tell me about that.
Well, I think it was just all a little bit of a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Between me, the catcher, and the umpire.
Right.
I thought it was, ball 4.
Yeah.
And the catcher thought it was drop third strike.
Yes.
And so I threw the bat and went to take my base.
Yeah.
And, just natural human instinct, when somebody comes up to tell you, you're going to jump out of the way a little bit.
Sure.
And when I turned to see what was happening, I guess I swung my arm around.
Yeah.
And the umpire, he took that as I was trying to hit the guy for whatever reason. And it all escalated from there. And
He just threw you out?
Yeah. Their crowd started hollering and said to throw me out because I punched him. And the umpire called time and told Coach Benefield to come over, and he threw me out of the game. Said that I punched him.
Wow.
Well, that's unfortunate. Well, we'll move on from that. I know that's those kind of things happen, and you've played football and baseball a long time, and those kind of. But at the end of the day, though, y'all win the game. So tell us about some of your teammates, how y'all made it through that game too, and y'all bounced back and win game 3. Tell me about that.
Yeah. It brought up a big rift in our lineup, and whatnot. Without, I was out of the game. Chapel happened to be out of the game for some of the same reasons. He didn't get thrown out, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But that's 2 starters out of the game, and that calls for people to step up.
There you go.
Be big.
Right.
And Cameron had to end up playing shortstop, who's been playing outfield all year. Weston moved to catcher and had to step up, and he did a real good job at catcher.
Wow.
And then I believe it was Andrew Bates, might have been Floyd, one of the two. They had to play the outfield.
Okay.
And Greg Guthrie, he had to play the outfield in that game. And I mean, Landon, he shut him down with his pitching, and that was big. That was real big for people to step up in a big situation like that and help us to get that win.
Did they get Coach Benefield time to do all this, or he have to have all this ready by the next inning?
Yeah, well, he had to start getting a plan together right when it happened. Because
it looked like they would give him 5
I was the first out of the inning, so he had 2 more outs to get it ready.
See, he had to go on and start. He had to go on and start planning what he was going, his strategy right then, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it threw us for a loop, and I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of worried, but we pulled it out. Should have done the first game, what we did the last 2 games. I feel like if we'd showed up ready to play, but it all worked out. We're playing at home this week, so that's all that matters.
Now, tell us a little bit about this this team y'all playing Friday.
Well, I can't tell you too much. Just being a one-day turnaround,
Yeah.
you know, I haven't seen Coach and whatnot.
Yeah.
For him to really tell me anything. I mean, they're a solid team. You know, they're in the second round for a reason. You know, a lot of people sometimes might want to overlook a team just by what they've heard and not. But I feel like, I mean, if they're in the second round of the playoffs, they deserve to be. And we got to show up and be ready. Other than that, I can't really tell you too much, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's kind of what coaches say, and it's not being kind of rude or nothing, but coaches going to tell you it don't really matter because we're going to play our game no matter if they're number 1 in the state. We're going to go out there and we're going to play garden baseball, and you know, you're going to play your best no matter what. Now, as the years went on, you know, and through the season, I know you started out and was a little shaky at first, and then, you know, you cut loose there in the middle of the season, and you've been playing pretty good lately. Did you start eating something different, or did you start tying your shoe different, or wearing different socks, or you just kind of quit thinking about it? You just went to hit.
I think I just got in a groove. I got to where I was seeing the ball and timing it up. And, you know, that muscle memory.
Yeah.
Got it to where I got it down to a science. And obviously I've had some struggle games in between, but I just gotten to where I can, you know, I'm just seeing the ball better, able to time it up.
How many home runs you hit this year?
I think 10.
Wow.
Good, man.
Because I hadn't seen too many guys hit double digits on the home runs.
Yeah.
Around here. I can think of 2 from Cedar Bluff, maybe. There may be more, but I know of 2.
Jim and Curtis, I know.
Yeah, Tony Crane.
Wow, yeah, he had 100 over there.
Yeah, he had 700. Boo Jelks. You ever heard of Boo Jelks from Center?
I've heard the name.
And he had 14 one year. Of course, he played pro baseball, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, you know, like you said, it don't really matter how good they are or not, but, you know, now Goins how's he going to be doing on pitching, and how's all that going?
Well, the way the rules are, I believe, you know, it's like a 1 week week rest.
Yeah.
Or maybe even less than that. So everybody should be ready and back to play.
That's awesome.
By this week. I think that's why they have the playoffs set up every Friday, you know.
Right.
So y'all won 21 ball games now?
Or 22 maybe.
22, that's pretty good. 19 in basketball, 12 in football.
Yes, sir.
And then 22 in baseball. That's not many guys can claim that, you know.
It's good too. You know, you talk about your younger guys, you know, coming up and playing. So that, you know, that gives you the ideology that, you know, when you and Weston, Riley, and the guys are gone, you know, that there's, you know, there's still going to be some guys left to carry on the flag for the Garden.
Yes, sir.
Now I've heard that. Go ahead.
There's some other guys coming up that they're still going to have our name on the map for sure. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The JV team, I've heard some, you know, good stuff about them. You got a good class of 7th and 8th graders. It's some good ball players too. So.
Yeah.
Now, has y'all's baseball program been to the state championship before in baseball?
Yes, sir. My ninth grade year.
Okay, I thought they did.
That year, Austin and Kobe. That was the year I was over there a lot.
They did play for it.
Yeah.
Who beat them?
We played Sweetwater.
Okay.
Oh, man.
They've got a storied football and baseball history.
Yeah.
They've won a lot of football. I think they may be one of the winningest programs in the state of football. Yeah.
They won their first in 77, year I was born. So go figure it out.
That year that we played them, they won it in both football and baseball.
Nice.
Yeah.
A lot of the same kids?
Yes.
It was a lot of the same ones. Yeah, I guess a lot of small schools. You get a lot of dual. Now, we'll move on from baseball a little bit. Now, I know you're graduating this year like mine is. You can tell us a little bit about, where you going and that kind of stuff, what you got set up for education-wise, where you going to be studying and stuff, the next level.
Well, I'm going over to Barry to play football. Probably going to go into some sort of biology, kind of like a wildlife conservation.
Yeah.
Wildlife conservation or like a forestry.
Yeah.
Something in there. I might get a major in one of the two and vice versa in a minor.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to come back and use
maybe a game warden
land and no, I was going to work with the forestry service.
Yeah.
Maybe start my own.
I'm thinking game
like a land management. Okay. Telling people how to plant the crops and cut their wood and stuff like that, and along those lines, and then farm with that. Now,
I got a close friend of mine that done that for a long time. So when you get done, just holler at me and I'll let you talk to him, and he can put you on some places and the do's and the don'ts of the business, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me know, and I'll be glad to help you in all ways I can.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Miss Pope didn't get mad yesterday, did she?
I'm sure she did, but sometimes I just have to tune her out.
Now, Mr. Pope come in the store the other day,
yeah,
and we were talking about the boys, and he was kind of giving you a hard time about, the wife giving Dean a hard time, and it's kind of funny, and we go on with each other. Luke, it's been great seeing y'all play all the way through, and we wish y'all luck Friday. I know y'all are going to play hard. I know it's going to be rocking over there, and I'm going to try to get over there for game 2 for sure. I'm going to try to stop by there and definitely come see you guys, and I think it's going to be a good night. I got a good feeling about it, and just go out there and have fun, man. I know the pressure's there, and you want to win, and you've played in a lot of big games, and I ain't got to tell you nothing you don't already know, but just have a good time. Enjoy.
You got 33?
4:30.
4:30.
Just enjoy your company with your buddies in the dugout and those things.
Yes, sir.
Just enjoy your time, have a good time, and I'll try to see you over there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good luck.
We'd love to have y'all over there.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yes,
good luck this
y'all
week.
too. Thanks for the time.
Oh, yeah. See you, buddy.
See you.
Well, there's Luke Welsh. See, we got him to call in. We wanted to kind of get an idea, how the games went for them this weekend. And it seems like maybe it put a spark in them, Coach, if you're still watching there. It kind of brought them together, which is good right now this time of year, man. You can get back together. And
Tyler Blaylock watching. Mandy Williams-Pope is watching.
Hey, Miss Pope.
How you doing, Miss Pope? Todd, it's good to have you back on here, man.
Yeah, he's been on a while, has he?
How you doing, bro? You know about Charles Barkley saying that Georgia women were ugly?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't gonna make no friends, is he?
No.
I look forward to that game. I know the last time we was over there in Spring Garden, went deep in the playoffs. There was a crowd over there. I mean, there was a big time crowd over there. We'll move into some other. That's fine. The other local team stuff. We was talking about center a little bit. Talked to Connor, and Connor Wilson for center. He had a fantastic game the other day.
He's playing really well.
They are. So I really look forward to getting out there to see them play too. They're going to play North Jackson. Connor just says he just wants to enjoy the moment and play like that. They'll never be playing again. It's kind of play like it's always your last game. Just go out there and have fun.
They've really turned around and done a good job.
Yeah.
Had a good year.
Yeah, I know. it's good to get hot there toward the end, and whatever Coach Smith's doing.
It doesn't matter what happened earlier to get hot towards the end.
No, it don't.
No.
It don't at all. I mean, it's a marathon. It's not a quick race.
I remember one year when Talbot was the coach at Cedar Bluff. I think they went to the semifinals and had lost 17 ball games.
Yeah.
But now, those 17 losses, most of those were the bigger schools.
Like Spring Gardens has.
But still, I mean, you expect to look at a record and it'd be 35-4, and they was 22-17. But it was as good a team as they've ever had.
But they knew how to deal with those adverse situations. And
right.
I mean, look, man, they had Pope and Luke are out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Got kids stepping up and playing shortstop, and Weston's catching. I mean, I like to ask him how that went. I mean, I know he can do about anything.
Yeah,
he
probably handled it all right.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
I mean, I'm sure it was still an adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, and the coach having to get all that done in a quickly
Just
time manner.
minutes.
But that ejection, I watched the video. It was like he said, it was just a miscommunication. He thought it was strike 3 drop. It was a ball. He sent him to base. And the kid kind of tagged him hard, though. I mean, he didn't just tag him. He moved him. He hit him with his hand in his glove. But
Mark Welsh said he had a great bologna sandwich. Mark, you could have brought me and Matt one back.
Yeah, man.
Was it fried?
Man, darn.
I mean, I'd have come over to Rock Run and got it. I love bologna sandwiches.
I do too. I eat them. I come home from lunch.
I don't like no plain bologna sandwich.
Yeah. Have a little slice of tomato, salt, and pepper.
Yeah.
Planted some tomatoes today, and I got some squash going and a pepper plant. So,
I'm sure Benefield, like you said, is not going to downplay whoever. If they play Eastham Hill, he's not going to downplay.
Yeah, it don't matter if they're playing 5 tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they know what's at stake if they play 5.
It's not It don't matter who. It don't matter how good they are, and it's kind of
or bad.
It kind of seems smart, but that's coach. I mean, because it don't. You're still gonna. It's the way Nick Saban. This got strangled. I can't. He says play faceless opponents.
Well, you see a lot of teams.
It don't matter who you play.
They'll get in the playoffs and they'll upset somebody. Like it happened with Alabama. They got past their first 2 games, and we just assumed they were going to be playing Michigan, and then UCLA beat them. Then UCLA beat Michigan. So you can't take anybody lightly at this point.
No. Yeah, if you're in the playoffs, you're there for a reason, obviously. So. And good luck to Center too.
Brody Mobbs, how you doing?
Coach Smith and all the boys. We'll try to get up there Friday, right after work. Try to get out a little early. Go over and watch them play a little. Man, I got something better to talk. I just keep getting strangled. My nose is running. My nose is running and sneezing.
Yeah.
And but anyway, yeah.
Well, we wish both teams good luck, and we'll try to get out there. I'm going to try to go Friday to one of them.
Yeah.
Whichever one you want to go to. One of us can go to one can go to the other, something,
Yeah, I want to go see them play. Because you got some seniors, especially Spring Garden. They got a couple of boys they're losing, and, I just like to get out there and see something before they get going. Because I've known some of them, Luke especially, since he was really, really young. He played Pee Wee football with us. For the Ravens when he was little.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I like to think I had a little bit to do with his tackling.
I think that's
I think when I was showing. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, it didn't hurt.
No.
We can't give you full credit.
A lot of it's natural ability.
Yeah.
Because I noticed it, and Sean did. That first
the
first
time he tackled.
When he started tackling, he's like, he just has a
knack for it.
To find the ball. I mean, he could find the ball.
Corey McDaniel's watching. I'm going to tell this story right quick.
Okay.
Me and him were coaching JV ball at Chattooga, 9th and 10th grade, and we needed an inside linebacker. And there was a kid that transferred from Trine named Greg Shropshire. I know you remember him, Corey. And we did our angle tackling drills, and it took us about 3 minutes to figure out he was going to be our inside linebacker. So
yeah, you can notice it, man. When you see it, you know it.
Well, he was 10 times more aggressive than anybody else that was tackling. He wanted more. And, I mean, he won that spot in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Corey, you remember that?
Okay. You just, it's just natural what it is. And you take good coaching, it's a good rock, and good coaches polish it well. And, they flourish into all-state players.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll say let's talk about this. We'll say this when we're on baseball. Mississippi State baseball and Arkansas. Arkansas is 32-7 right now.
Yeah, I know they're smoking.
They're smoking. Mississippi State is just beating the brakes off everybody. Let's see.
Arkansas is really good.
Yeah, I know. They're good top to bottom. Man. JSU will be at home.
No, they won yesterday.
Yeah.
Football beat Davidson. Steph Curry's old school.
They'll be at home May the 2nd at 2 o'clock. They'll play Delaware. Maybe that's something. I think I'm off. I'm off that day.
Uh-huh.
I think I'd like to get out there and see that.
You're talking football?
Yeah, JSU, yeah.
Yeah, next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I would go, but we've got homecoming.
Really?
Yeah.
They play at 2. Well, now we'll be here. Well, we can go live from JSU from the stadium.
The game. People from Delaware will be like, who's the coaches up there filming stuff?
Well, I guess it kind of depends on who wins.
Sending messages.
Who wins and loses.
Yeah.
If everybody wants to lose, then, baseball will be over for us. But because we were talking about earlier about probably skipping a week, we'll do every other week. June and July for sure.
Right.
We're going to take a little bit of time off because we've been running at it since football last year. Mm. We did football. We covered basketball tough. We've been on baseball heavy. So we're going to let it slow down a little. Usually we can do college recruiting in that time for you guys, but
early recruit.
That's not happening because everybody's committed. Speaking of committing in football, we talked about Alabama's spring game already, Dean. Did you see what Saban told McKinstry out there on the field?
No. You talking about Kool-Aid?
Yeah. Well, Kool-Aid's getting to practice with the first team, and most of you guys know that. A lot of you have already seen this clip, and it's just Saban being Saban.
Oh yeah, and those basketball stuff that stuff's over with. He's not playing basketball at Alabama.
Oh, he's not?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, he just kind of nonchalantly puts on his helmet, trots out to play defense, walks out. Mm. And you already know what's going to happen because most of you that's watched have played, you don't walk on the field. Mm-hmm. He said, don't walk on the blankety-blank field. Mm-hmm. Kool-Aid, hey, don't walk on the blankety-blank field. Mm. So he got on him pretty heavy there, but it's just tough love. And what it is, Kool-Aid come in. I mean, he's graduated early.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's working out with the first team.
Already?
Yes. So that means he's really good. Mm. So he's up here, okay? Mm-hmm. So that means Nick's expecting a lot more than an average freshman. If it's the other guy that's a freshman that walks out there on the field, he's like, hey, next time let's run out there.
Right,
okay, come on, buddy. Let's go. Run on out. But when you come in as a freshman, you may be starting. He's going to chew that butt for you.
Yeah.
He's going to treat you like all the other starters. So I thought that was kind of funny.
I feel like a goofball now I was complaining that Kool-Aid was getting too many accolades without the numbers to back them up. I mean, you got Mr. Football with 700 yards receiving. Which, I guess that can still be debated,
It's all the other stuff he done. It's the interception, the defense, it's the punt returns.
But apparently he's going to be an All-American, so I'm going to, here I am complaining because he got it. But
let's talk about, we'll start about this one. Have y'all seen about Tyson Hill? He may be getting to, they're going to need a quarterback in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, he's going to be it, I reckon. Because Winston left.
Yeah, so
it's going to be his chance.
So I guess that's the question. We'll put a little poll there. What do y'all think about Mr. Hill being the quarterback? What do you think?
As much as he's been, what do you call it? Kind of like Kool-Aid. As much as he's been talked about. How you doing, Kurt Tucker? Kurt Tucker's on here.
Kurt Tucker, what's up? What's going on, Curtis?
I saw him yesterday over at Easy Street.
Yeah. Hanging out. I ain't seen him in a while.
He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
We've known him a long time.
I've known him since I was little. I guess
Sean Kilgrow on.
Huh? Hey, Sean, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Sean?
But what do y'all think? Sean,
I think Hill's gonna be good.
Sean, you think Hill will be good, Sean, for the Saints? We watched him play, and like you said, they built him up a lot.
They built him up so much.
A little too much.
There's kids at school that talk about him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not even been a starter.
Yeah, and he would come in and play some, and he is good.
Mm-hmm.
And we never said he wouldn't, but we talked about him on the show some last year. We was just like pump the brakes, so just a little. That's just
I mean, I'm sure he'll do well, but I tell you what, we'll know it if he don't, because that's be all they talk about.
Yeah.
But, I mean, let's just face it. And I hate to say this, but as great as Tua is, he didn't have a good year in the pros.
True.
I mean, I've heard he might be on the hot seat. I don't know. Good to see you on here, Kurt.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Well, this ain't really that important, but we're talking a little football. Jaden George, Jeff George's son, leaves Alabama. He goes to transfer portal.
Jeff George. He's been the Falcons quarterback.
Yeah. So, and most people don't know who he is. So if you kind of don't know who the George kid is at Alabama, that's probably why he's leaving.
I always heard, always, and Sean can back me up on this. Jeff George was not a very good, nice fella. But, who knows? I don't know. Maybe he just was, they said he was cocky, hard to play for, hard to play with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought he was good.
Well, his boy's pretty good. I mean, with
Young.
him and
Tyson.
But
Yeah.
I like Tyson, and I'm not going to get into that again. I tooted my horn about that last week. I think he's really good.
Sean said he did not like Hill's accuracy.
Okay.
Sean, would you say that there's been way too much of a to-do about him?
I think
Or
so.
is it justified? All right, he can answer that.
Yeah.
Answer that on
We'll say something about have you heard about the Nick Saban rule? Y'all read this? It was on a couple of days ago, back middle of the week. What's going on? There's a lot of people out there in the division that think that Nick Saban being out recruiting, he's out recruiting too much. So they're trying to cut it back from the head coach being out during certain times. Well, they can't be out recruiting.
Wow.
Now, the downside to that is it could add more trouble to the transfer portal.
Transfer, right, if the head coaches.
Well, I think what it does, Dean, it sets out the idea that you don't really get to know your players. Okay, if you only get to visit with a guy twice, you don't really get to know him well, and then he winds up coming to school at Alabama, and he winds up transferring because he don't seem to fit in with the program because you didn't get to know him well enough if he was a real fit for the school.
Right.
Or LSU or Florida State
Quick.
or New Mexico State. I think that it hurts.
I'm going to go on and predict something. I don't know. That may go into effect, but I think some of this transferring is going to be put to a halt because they say it's taking over college basketball. Everybody's transferring. And they're starting to do it in football, too. And I just think at some point they're going to say, all right, that's enough.
Well, it has
They're going to fit some rule in there where you just can't ship out anything.
Well, it's got to be a lot of stress on the coaches, the family, and people behind the scenes like the front administration. You're not doing paperwork for all those kids. You know how it is at a college. You're up there at the admissions office, and good God, man, that would be crazy. So that may be something that changes. This Nick Saban rule may be something
it could. It change it, but I know there's some other people predicting this transfer stuff's going to change at some point. I don't know. I mean, like I was reading about Northwestern today.
Yeah,
their quarterback played at South Carolina. He was South Carolina's quarterback, Kalinsky.
Yeah.
So he's going to be their quarterback. And who was that? We talked Wisconsin's quarterback was very good. Where was that he was going? Was it? No, it wasn't Ohio State. Brock Purdy's their quarterback. Well, Wisconsin's quarterback from 2 years ago is going to be somebody's quarterback, somebody else's quarterback. I mean, it's going on all over the country.
Yeah. Well, when the COVID slows down or whenever they decide to quit playing games and just when it goes kind of back to normal, you'll see things change. That makes sense. It'll, and that's the reason a lot of this is allowed. Like, for example, guys, if y'all watched A-Day, I keep bringing up Bama, but Robinson Jr., he got to stay and play again. Now, he's got 1,400 yards rushing. He's been there for 4 years now.
His career, yeah. He's
Okay.
going to be their running back.
Yes, and he's really good. I'm excited to get to see him play this year.
Tough, right?
So it's going to work out good for him. It'll build his stock up for the draft.
Yeah, and he may go. I don't think he's as good as Najee Harris or Eddie Lacy or Henry, but he's good.
Yeah,
He's good enough.
we'll get to see this year.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll play.
We'll say let's see here. We'll move on to this. You want to do the teams and stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, appreciate you guys.
I was answering Mark Wade.
Yeah.
Mark, he's talking about Taysom Hill. We asked him what he thought about Hill. We're not completely sold on Hill.
I'm not sure.
I've never seen a quarterback.
It's not really a quarterback get praised to be a quarterback
before he's
really a quarterback.
Never in my life have I seen somebody. I mean, like I said, the kids at the school are talking about him in the same breath as they are Patrick Mahomes. I mean, and I hope he does great. But I don't know. He must be something else.
I mean, that was the thing. We've never said that he was bad.
No.
But let's just slow down a little bit.
Let's see how he does first.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is part of the show we're going to get into and talk about some picks from the top 25 from last year, kind of how the season ended. Again, we thank you guys for taking some time out of your day and spending with us. We appreciate it very much, and our sponsors, as always. Today, we're going to do Auburn first. We're going to get that out of the way there because we were going to do it. We wanted to do them last week, but we couldn't daggum find nothing. Todd, tell me a little bit about Auburn Spring Day. What do you, right off the bat, what do you notice, just big picture?
They got a lot to get in. They got a long way to go. I think their defense is going to be fine, but they're going to have to. I mean, he's trying to find a way to get Nix and what's his dang name, Tank.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's going to be the two guys touching the ball.
Auburn's going to struggle. The wide receiver spot is not really good.
No, they lost a lot of people.
Now, talking about transfer portal, the transfer portal needs to be kind to Auburn because they need some transfers to come in and play wide receiver.
I do think they're going to be good on defense. You got Smoke Monday back, some of those linebackers, and you got Derek Mason running the defense, who I think is very good. But I still think offense there's going to take some time. I think you might find out that it's not all Gus Malzahn when
and two, Bo Nix was never allowed to check me at the line. Mm-hmm. Gus always called, they would call a play, then they all turned and looked at him, and then waited for him to read the defense, and he would adjust it, and then he'd call the play.
Maybe
that's not going on anymore. It was, and that's not going on anymore. Coach, he's gonna let Bo check plays at the line. I noticed that. I noticed him.
Yeah. Well, I'd heard that, and we'll just have to see. If Auburn is kicking a bunch of field goals again next year, not getting an end zone, it's just going to be the same thing.
Well, they got some field goal kickers.
But this problem's gone on more than they've always got great field goal kickers. But I remember when Tony Franklin, when Tuberville was there, Auburn had a horrible time scoring on offense. And they had a tough time under Malzahn. And I just think I don't know why. It's different players. You bring them in, but they've had some years where they struggled offensively.
This year's not going to be a whole lot different for them. Like we've said, if they win 8 games, 9.
I would think that would be a success if they won 8.
Yeah, because you got different players playing differently. Mm-hmm. They're not running as much of that screens and double reverses and Statue of Liberties and swinging gate plays. Auburn in the summer of next year, they're going to have their new facility open up completely. Mm-hmm. They spent a bunch of money, so that'll help bring kids. The first team won 17-3, Dean. Mm-hmm. Tank had 1,224 purpose yards last year.
Wow.
He was the spring game MVP. 15 drives between the two teams. First team defense held the offense to 122 yards.
See what I'm saying? Still the struggle, which the defense is good, but still the struggles on offense.
Bo Nix had 304 total offense.
Oh, that's good.
17 first downs. He was 12 for 20 with 112 yards. Demetrius Davis, he threw 3 passes, completed 2 for 48. Now Grant Loy, he was 4 for 12 for 29 yards, and the Garnett kid, Lindsey and Pate, they all got some field time. I like Shivers. He's going to be a handful.
Shivers is good. He's going to be, he's a good
him and Tank. Boy, they are.
Yeah. I mean, Tank goes out for a little bit, and you got Shivers.
Yeah, I really like him. He looks better now. Shivers was good last year, but I really like what I'm seeing this year.
They have a good running game.
if they can block it. That
Good
line's
line.
that line's gonna have to be able to block it. Cannon had 51 yards. He's one of their receivers. Johnson, I really liked him. He made some good catches. He runs his routes clean. He gets over behind the defenders. He don't let him. He plays. He don't play. He plays off the man well to play the ball. Johnson, this is. Defensively, Trey Elson, he had 6 tackles. He's going to be somebody to watch. McLean had 5.
Oh, McLean's stud now.
I like him. He's going to be hard to deal with. Steiner and Askew look really good. This Askew kid is good. I watched him blitz. He would run a twist. He'd run inside and then come back out, and he reads the pass plays well. He gets his hips open, turns up he looked good. I know it's just spring. Elson's going to be the guy. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Did Monday play?
He had sacks and some breakups. Smoke? Yeah. I don't think so.
I
don't remember seeing him.
Possible. Sean Kilgrove says he thinks Auburn will finish second. No way. What do you think about that? I mean, we love Sean and we have respect for each other. I don't agree with that, but it could. It could be you got them LSU and Ole Miss.
LSU's getting everybody back. I watched Ole Miss's spring game today. They look spotty.
They're high-powered, though. They're not.
They look spotty, and they throw a lot of quick slants. They throw a lot of screen and goes. The defense looked okay, but it's spring, and defenses are going to look okay. Where offenses sputter,
But that's a good call, and that's interesting. I'll keep an eye on that, because let me tell you something about Sean. He usually predicts right.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not a big enough disagreement that I'd say I disagree, but I kind of feel like A&M may be, but we found out that they're not going to bring back a lot. So Auburn may be second.
Greg Maddox, I thought that was on pitcher for the Braves. I'm like, boy, we've moved on up.
Yeah, I made a phone call.
But that is Greg Maddox of Spring Garden.
Garden.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah.
No offense, we're glad you're watching, Greg, but we thought for a second there that might have been like Greg Maddox is on here.
The offense looks sputtery at Auburn on A-Day. I'm going to assume by game 3 they're going to be at Penn State. They better get it together.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to Penn State in the end of September, weather will still be good. So they're starting out October the 2nd. They got they're at LSU. They play Georgia. They're at Arkansas. They're home for Ole Miss. Excuse me. And then they're at A&M. So that's kind of read through Auburn's spring game.
Greg Maddox. Oh, I see that now. His is with an O.
We'll talk about some of our teams here, playoff teams. Let's take a look at this picture here, guys. Y'all take a look at this, and we've already done most all your top 4s there. We even did A&M, and we're going to mention Northwestern a little bit. I'm going to do some Miami, Oklahoma, Texas. We did Iowa State. And Todd's done North Carolina. We like North Carolina.
Like North Carolina and Iowa State a lot.
We may look in next week to maybe Coastal Carolina and Marshall just to be off a little bit because we've done Auburn.
We still don't have our other 2. We got Alabama, Clemson. We still don't have the other 2. Matt, you were saying about Northwestern. I looked up some stuff on Northwestern.
Yeah,
They lost everything pretty much.
Really?
They said they're going to have a hard time staying in that top 25.
Well, so they've just pretty much put on a whole new.
Yes. So we're not. That's all we're going to say about them. I got somebody else to preview, but who you got to preview?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Hurricanes, the U.
Are they back?
They look good. I'm going to tell you this. Defensively, their linebacking core is going to be is got a lot of questions there. DeAndre Johnson at tackle. Mm-hmm. They need some transfers to come in. I don't look for them to be able to stop a lot of teams. They're going to have Bama opening, then they're going to have App State, then they're going to wind up playing Michigan State.
App State won't be in the
game. UNC October 16th, and they got North Carolina State, Pitt, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Duke. They're going if they finish 10-2.
You think they could go 9-3?
That's all I'm going for. It's the defense. Now King.
Well, their defense give up 750 yards in a game. North Carolina.
King's got to be healthy, guys. Okay, if King's not healthy, I don't see them winning about 8 or 9 games.
See, King started over Trask in high school.
Really?
Yeah, Trask was the back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember talking about
that. And I like King, but now he's just he's been injured.
Garcia was 19 for 25, had 255 yards, threw 2 touchdowns. Van Dyke was 12 for 17. He threw for 102 and 1. Their receiver, Rambo, we talked about him last year. He is a big-time playmaker. I really like him. And the Johnson kid I mentioned on tackle, he's a playmaker, but you need more than one guy. So, and they're starting off with Bama. And while I'm on this topic, before we move to our next team, there was a tweet that went out about 2 days ago. He's from Miami, and that's okay. He's got Miami to beat Alabama by at least 2 touchdowns. Now, you can have your opinion on whatever you want to, and that's fine, but it'd be good to make a good, educated guess on something like that. Now, you could be kidding, and that's all funny.
Yeah, he may be kidding, but it don't sound like it.
Right? No. He really thinks Miami could beat Bama by 10.
Where's the game?
I don't even know. That's a good question. Look that up. I don't know where that game is at.
I don't see that, but maybe he knows something we don't.
Or if they're going to play that bad.
I wouldn't have a problem with somebody picking Alabama to get beat, but by 2 touchdowns? They've only been beat by 2 touchdowns once or twice since Saban's been there.
Tickets will be at home at Tuscaloosa, Bryant Denny Stadium on September the 10th, Friday. Is that right? No, wait a minute.
Nah, if it's at home, that's 2 touchdowns.
Well,
I didn't find it.
Chick-fil-A kickoff. Well, they're using Atlanta for the Chick-fil-A kickoff.
Yeah, let's see this year.
September the 4th.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. Well, Chick-fil-A kickoff September the 4th.
Yeah, is that what you got?
That's what I got.
Time to be announced.
Saturday, September 4th. Oh, these tickets are cheap. Row 41, $6.59 a person.
Yeah, Atlanta. They'll be at the new Benzo Dome.
Okay.
Miami Hurricanes and the Crimson Tide are going to lock up. You returning undefeated, one of the best teams Alabama may have ever put together. And they did lose some key pieces to that. Losing Smith and Mac Jones, and a quarterback that led them through the year. And they lost a few spots on the offensive line. But defensively, guys, Bama's going to be rocking, and King ain't going to have a chance. He's going to be running for his life. I don't look for them to score more than 17 all day. And I don't think 17 is enough to beat Alabama.
2 touchdowns anyway.
No. So that'd be 17-0. And I don't think you're going to shut Alabama out with that defense in Miami. That's just not going to happen. So all respect to the guy that picks that. But
who was he?
I don't know. It's just a tweet that went out.
He might have just been joking. Some people put stuff like that for shock effect.
That could be.
Like we today, and he was kidding, but we were talking about Michael Johnson being Judd Bailey.
Oh, I seen that, yeah.
And he goes, he run a 3.740. So, I'm sitting here, I'm like, how do I respond to this? I like Judd, and I don't want to. Then finally he come on there and said, dude, I'm joking.
Yeah. But I'm sure he did run a 4.3.
Wow.
Pretty close, 4.4, I'm sure.
Yeah, he was fast. There's no doubt
Strong,
about that.
big.
But, yeah, but that was, but Judd didn't put that on Twitter, and
like stand behind it.
and stand behind it. And, this guy is standing behind this, right?
Yeah. Who you got for us today?
All right, I got the Indiana Hoosiers, man.
Hoosiers.
Listen to this. Went 6-2 last year. Okay, let me show you one thing about who they. Indiana football 2020 stats. Okay, let's look at this schedule right quick, and then I'll get into their play.
Yeah, I'll give you their schedule earlier.
All right. Okay, so wins. Yeah, we got their schedule. I'll go over that in a minute. Last year, they beat Penn State by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Michigan by 17, which Penn State and Michigan didn't have as good of years as they were supposed to. Ohio State only beat them 7. They did lose to Ole Miss, who we will both agree is pretty good.
Yes.
And, fairly. And they beat Wisconsin. Now, this year, let's see what they've got. Schedule-wise, they're at Iowa early. Iowa's going to be ranked. They're at Penn State. They're going to be ranked. Michigan State's going to be better. They got them and Ohio State at home. Michigan's supposed to be good. They got to go to Michigan. And they play Minnesota at home. So that's their 6 tough games. But,
yeah, who they got back?
Well, they got their quarterback back, Michael Penix. He's very good. Offensively, they got all their linemen back except for one. They got Ty Freifogel, which I love that name. Have you ever watched him play? He is a good wide receiver. Ty Freifogel. And Peyton Hendershot, he is their tight end, one of the best in the country. Now, here's where they're going to hurt people. They lost some D-line, but all linebackers and secondary are back. Every one of them.
See, like with Miami, they only lost like offense, like a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe one. I don't think they lost their lineman. But defensively, they suffered. So
that's a good question. Would you rather have your defense back or your offense?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Would you rather have your offense coming back?
Well, see, Alabama had their offense coming back last year and they won it. But I know a lot of times teams that have their defense.
Now they got a lot of their defense coming back.
Yeah.
And, there could be some trap games in there for Bama. Now, Saban's not going to let LSU fly under the radar. And I promise you, Lane Kiffin is going to have a game plan for Alabama. He's got a special package. He wants to beat Nick. It's personal to him.
No, I'm sure.
Because he's jockeying for that job. When Nick leaves, he wants to be the next. He's the only guy crazy enough to take Nick Saban's place to go, you know what, I think I can do as good as him. There ain't nobody else to do it but Lane. That's why I think he'll probably be next coach.
He could be. I'm going to pick Indiana to go 9-3, which that's really a lot better than they usually do. Let's just be honest.
Now, are they at Ohio State?
No, they play Ohio State at home.
That'll help.
I'm thinking they're going to lose a couple of those 6 games. Oh, maybe Iowa could lose to Michigan.
We need to get into Michigan a little bit. I don't know nothing about them this year.
We'll look at that. But I'm sorry, you got your best receiver, all your linemen, your quarterback back on your defense. You're going to be pretty good.
And Minnesota, now we done did them, and they bring everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
They lost like one player on the whole team, both sides of the ball. And they were pretty good last year.
Good coach. Yeah, they didn't do as good as they. I think last year. I don't even know if you can judge a team by last year.
I know it was kind of weird.
I mean, it was just kind of a crazy season.
Well,
especially Big Ten teams because they had games canceled and all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got on Indiana. I told you about Northwestern. I went to find them, and it's pretty much article. Just like they're not going to be in the top 25.
They're going to come out pretty quick. We're going to talk about the old Longhorns.
Old Texas.
Well, now Sark is their new head coach, right? They got a new coach.
Which I didn't think the other one was that bad.
I didn't either.
That's just my opinion.
I think he got a bad deal.
Yeah, I did.
But Texas is a Alabama-like job. If you don't succeed pretty quick, they're going to run you off.
Well, they've already run off Strong.
I liked him too.
And Herman. Probably somebody else in there.
So for the Big 12, I mean, this is going to be, Sark's going to get out there and cut his teeth. Mm-hmm. He's always wanted that job. He was told by his dad when he was younger, the job to have is Texas. I mean, it is a good job.
It does carry a lot of pride.
It does. The guys you're looking at here on the screen, number one, that's Card. He can run it, and I really like him. He's really good. He's smart with the ball. He'll hit his check down with it, and he can also run with it. Now, watch him run. Now, the other guy's Thompson. He can sling it. This guy can drop like Mac Jones. He can put it down the football field. The running backs, Watson and Hardship, they're both really good runners. Mm-hmm. Now, Robinson is the guy. I like him, number 5. He's got good moves in the hole. He can catch out of the backfield. They run a 3-set back on a trick play. And it's kind of funny. They run like an old wishbone.
Right.
And it's kind of funny. And he just turns to hand it off, and like nobody's there. Mm-hmm. So the defense kind of froze, and he just kind of just threw it like over his head.
Somebody come by there and got
it. Well, it got picked off.
Oh.
I thought it was kind of weird for Sark to do that.
They're probably trying to create a buzz around there and have fun,
It is, because you need to come in with your first year there. I mean, you want to be hard, but, the receivers did drop a lot of passes, I noticed. The quarterbacks were hitting them with the ball. Receivers were just kind of dropping some of them. It's going to be a pro-style passing offense. You know how Sark is going to be.
Right.
The offense like Bama's run, it's going to be that style. The wide receiver Moore, I really like him a lot. Number 83, I didn't catch his name. He made several good catches. Over the middle, catching traffic, getting off tackles, getting up the field, making first downs. Like him a lot. Now this Johnson kid, running back, now he's tough.
They need a good running game.
He's really, really good. I like him. Washington, he's another receiver. He had a touchdown. Number 5, Whittington. He's also very good. O'Leary, another running back, and a defensive back, Deshaun Jameson. He played there last year. Longhorns fans know who he is. He's a special teams guy. He's going to take kickoffs. He's going to take punts back on touchdowns probably. He's kind of like a Speedy Noel, reminds me.
Right.
That kind of guy. He had a pick six for 99 yards in the spring game. The white team won 20-12. So,
you think they'll stay in this top 25? What's their schedule?
Let's see. Did I write their schedule down? I did not.
They got to play Iowa State and Oklahoma. Yeah, obviously, they do.
They will.
I don't think they'll beat Oklahoma. They could upset Iowa State.
I don't.
I wish they'd go back to the times where they played Texas A&M. I'd love to see a big Texas A&M.
Let's see. What do we have? I'll tell you this before we move to our next little topic.
Oh yeah, this is interesting.
Oklahoma spring game. The defense. It looks like it was kind of weird. Like it was 24-0. Like the defense had 24 points. I don't know if he put that on. I don't know. It's kind of weird. The offense had 2 field goals to start the game off. The wide receiver Hazelwood. This guy is electric. Talking about electric fine players. Hazelwood's good. Big time football player. Memes. You already know who he is. We watched him play last year. Inside out crossing routes with the running backs. Lincoln Riley is a genius, man.
Yeah, he is. He's a good offensive coordinator.
If you get an all-star game and have like him and Lane Kiffin calling plays against each other.
They can do it, can't they?
They got to be 2 of the best offensive play callers. Now, Sark's not bad neither.
I saw where Lincoln Riley. Now, I saw this, and I won't stay on this long, but it just shows you how dumb Twitter is. He posted a brisket he made on Twitter. And they just ate him alive about it.
Mad at him?
About how dry it looked. I mean, it was just ridiculous. But why this is news, I have no idea.
I ain't got nothing else to talk about.
But apparently, you better have some tough skin if you're going to get on Twitter.
Yeah. Don't put up posts until you get all the details and you look like an idiot and you have to take it down.
Well, I think you can just go in there and say I think Alabama's going to win it again and you'll get roasted.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
You're dumb.
I canceled my Twitter account about 2 years ago. It's too much.
Sounds like a lot of drama on there, but
nonsense.
That's the last thing I heard about Lincoln Riley, and he took it well.
Now this guy, Coach Riley's brought in from Tennessee, Gray. He's as advertised. Whatever they paid him to come there, whatever they give him.
Yeah, Eric Gray.
He's really good. He is really good. I promise you, their left tackle they moved in, he's really good too. What else can I say, man? Knowles, the running back. Hudson, this guy can move all over the pocket, number 25. Yeah, him and Knowles and Hudson, they got 3 running backs that can really run the ball. The defense looked pretty good. They were in a 4-3, seemed like most of the day. And we'll see how that works out. Devin Staten, wide receiver, he made a lot of big plays for him. Number 5, Bowens, he got to see a lot of action. Number 5, quarterback. The offense wins 30-29. So Rattler did his job. Went out there and threw the ball. I don't know what much to say about him. He's as advertised.
Oh yeah, he's for real.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. And
when they were hard on him last year, he was just a freshman.
Maybe we ain't got a lot of people watching right now, so if I say this, I won't get roasted later about it. Unless something crazy happens, Dean, Oklahoma's gonna be in the championship game. I don't know why they shouldn't be.
I believe. I mean, we always said we Iowa
after
State
studying
could
it,
beat them.
After studying it, and after studying it again and reading again and watching more, if Oklahoma don't play for the national championship this year, it's a disappointing season because they're losing a lot next year.
Yeah.
So, Coach Riley, if you can't get it done this year, I don't know when you're going to. This is your year. So, Oklahoma Boomer Sooner fans.
Yeah, we're putting some pressure on Riley.
And I'm not just saying make the Final Four.
Yeah, make the championship. They could.
If Oklahoma don't make the championship game.
I think Iowa State stands in the way. But I don't know if Iowa State has the horses to beat them. It just depends, They beat them before. They beat them this year, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they beat them once, then Oklahoma
beat them
in championship.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. Now, we're almost ready to put them in as the third team.
They're definitely my third. There's no reason.
I haven't committed to them yet.
I'm not 100% sure on Clemson yet. I don't know, man. That
I don't know.
the way they got torched. Ohio State just. What happened there?
I don't know.
Because we found out Ohio State wasn't really that good, or Alabama's just really good. Which,
probably a little of both.
It may be a little of both.
I think Alabama was really good, but I don't know that Ohio State was.
I think they just.
And their running back going out on the first play helped.
Yeah, and that they just put all their wagons in the barn against Clemson because of the way they got embarrassed the year before.
And for Alabama fans, that's the second time in 10 years since Saban's been there that Alabama's got the national championship game. And the other team's key player got hurt on the first drive. Major Applewhite. Colt McCoy been.
But Teague come in for Ohio State.
He did good.
He did a fantastic job.
Good.
He's going to be good this year, too.
Yeah, Master Teague.
Yes. With a name like that, how could you not be good?
Master Teague. I think he's getting the Teagues around here.
Yeah. Dean, let's get this. Was something I just shared through the news through the week, and sometimes I hit a lucky one, and we get a lot of comments on it. It brings a lot of controversy. So it did bring up a lot of controversy. If I could go back on there and find it, and I could get some comments.
About this list.
Yeah, let's see here, guys. We put up a list of the most electrifying player in college football.
Which is an interesting list, but I'm like...
Now, here's the list. Y'all go ahead and look at it. Y'all study on it and think about it and see what y'all think.
Big names left off there.
Is, man. Oh, here we go. So what do y'all think about this list? I ain't a big fan of it. Randy thinks the list sucks. Randy Mize. Thank you, sir.
But we didn't come up with the list.
No, this is from ESPN or something. Yeah. Andrew... Kelly Chandler says, Bo, no Dion. That's good.
No Dion. No Barry Sanders.
Jason Reed, Speedy, he likes Sean Alexander to be on the list. So y'all look there and see what you think.
Rocket Ishmael not on it? I'll tell you what I do with it here in a minute. It may get
Brandon Megan Carter, Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Dion, Marcus Dupree, David Palmer, Rocket Ishmael, and say hello to the younger generation. Those are all good points. Jeremy Brazier come on, so he's trying to keep the quarterback, but you're right, it's not even the list that's positioned, but without Bo Jackson and Primetime and the Rocket. Those are all good points. Charles Woodson, Jeremy's got Charles Woodson. I love Charles Woodson.
Mm-hmm.
He's
on there.
If Charles Woodson,
but
is Vince Young, Peterson and Vic and Reggie Bush. See, I may have them in different order.
I'll just go on, and I'm reading certain Ishmael Sanders,
Jeremy Whitfield, Tristan Steddy, Ricky Williams. Why is he not on the list? These are all good points.
Yeah, but dynamic. What is it? The most dynamic players, right? Electrifying.
Yeah, Brazier mentioned Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow. C says Cam was so good, electrifying. He took a team that was maybe a 5-win team to a national championship. That's a good point.
Well,
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker, no Bo Jackson. I'm taking the bottom two off.
Derrick Henry. Speedy put Derrick Henry on.
The Honey Badger and Ted Ginn's coming off.
There's no wrong answers, guys. We just
and I'll probably be honest with you, and this will get a lot of blowback, but I'm not leaving Devin Hester on that. Devin Hester had an unbelievable pro career, and I'm sure he was great in college, but most of his returns were as a pro. And I'm putting the Sanders, Rocket Ismail, and I'm probably taking Adrian Peterson off there and putting Herschel Walker. And I'm taking Charles Woodson off too and putting Bo Jackson.
Well, I'm gonna leave Charles, and he was just too good. Johnny Manziel,
I gotta leave him.
He was electrifying. But Devin Hester, Tyrann Mathieu, and Ted Ginn Jr. No, I don't. Those last three to me are no.
Let's see what Devin Hester. I won't see what Devin Hester did.
These guys, Brazier's right. Maybe it's the young guy that made the list, because obviously the guy that made this list never watched Deion Sanders play for Florida State, because you talking about prime time.
Well, I mean, Devin Hester's probably the greatest return man ever in pro ball.
Yeah, but what about Portis? I mean, if we're going to talk about tailbacks at Miami at the U, we got to say something about them.
Well, not Hester had to have four touchdowns. He had 6 in college. He had 6 in college. And receiving, he didn't catch many passes. He did have 6 returns. But Deion Sanders, okay, let's just compare. Devin Hester, he did have 6 returns for touchdowns. But Deion Sanders had 3, but he had 14 interceptions.
Reggie Bush being one, Reggie may be 3 or 4 on my list. Michael Vick, we're talking about electrifying. We're not talking about the greatest, maybe not necessarily the greatest college player of all time. Bo Jackson, Herschel Walkers, those guys, are going to run over you and make you like a fool. I mean, if you don't talk about just running over people, fullbacks for college, well, Earl Campbell.
Right.
Let's talk about, if we're just going.
It just looks like a millennial list, I'll just be honest with you.
It does. And that's fine. Everybody.
How you leave this off. Barry Sanders, 2,628 yards, 37 touchdowns. His junior year. Deion's the greatest DB ever. Like I said, I know Devin Hester had 6 returns for touchdowns in school, but Deion had 3 to go along with 14 interceptions.
Peterson being on there too. Maybe it's been so long since I watched him.
Peterson's been a great pro. Let's see what AP did.
In college, I remember watching him in Oklahoma, but
he was good as a freshman, great as a freshman. Then
I like Michael Vick being number 1 personally. Michael Vick's my number 1 guy, the most electrifying player I've seen play college football. And Johnny Manziel, he's got to be up there in the top. And, Bo Jackson, the way he controlled the game and just took games over, there's no doubt about him either.
So listen to this. We've got AP on here.
Lamar Jackson was electrifying at college.
He was great.
At Louisville, he was,
We've got Peterson on here. He had 1,900 yards as a freshman. That's pretty remarkable. Had 1,000, 1,100, and 1,000. Had 2,100 his last 2 years, and they've got him on this list. Had 4,000 yards in college. Bo Jackson had 4,300. Herschel had 52. I don't know. Ishmael.
Ishmael, he needs to be on there too. You got to take. That's what I'm saying. The last 3, I'm definitely.
I'm definitely leave Hester.
I'm definitely not putting last 3. That's just me.
Yeah, personally. I don't think you can. I can't. I got to take Peterson off, and I got to take Matthew and Ginn off.
Now Vince Young, I think
I agree with that.
The only reason let me make a case against Vince Young. Now, you know how I feel about Vince Young. I do have the hat right here. I bought this hat for specifically that season. A big Vince Young fan. But do we get carried away because it's the greatest bowl game of all time and we want to put him as the most electrifying player because of that season?
Good, but
because it is the best bowl game. It's been voted on by us, which our vote counts highly among all people.
Yeah,
right here. I'm going to show that hat. I had the thing on. I bought this hat that season, so I've had this hat since then. I'm a Texas fan, so I'm just saying. And 2, we need to remember the name of the list, not the best player ever, just electrifying.
Yeah, but
Michael Vick, if he ain't elected, I like Reggie Bush, and I hate that he had to give his Heisman back because
he got it back.
Because they bought his mama a house and he made some T-shirts, make some extra money. That has nothing to do with how fast he runs.
Yeah.
Stop taking their trophies.
I agree with him. I gotta agree with Vick.
But we're talking about switching 1 and 2. That's minuscule.
Yeah, I agree with Young.
I just personally like Michael Vick. I watched this guy play. Dan, you watched him play. I ain't never seen nobody do left-handed quarterback. Just if he wouldn't have got hurt, they beat Florida State. And
the 3 I'm puzzled by, and I'm not taking nothing away from them.
Honey Badger and Ted Ginn
and Peterson.
You could have put. Could you at least put Bo on there or Rocket? Maybe the guy that done the list is like 25, 26.
Obviously he is, and he's done a good job because it's going to create it. Nobody is going to see this list and be okay.
Yeah, there's the list again. Y'all take a look at it, and
I would think that it would be more feasible to do a top 20 list.
And I like Charles Woodson. I think he's one of the best college players of all time.
He was
Tim
a great
Tebow
pro too. Yeah,
Tim Tebow. Is he not a good college athlete? But remember what the list, the name was. We didn't say good.
Electrifying.
Right. So we got to.
But Ishmael's got to be on there. Ishmael and Dion.
Man, Dion
and Barry Sanders
when
have to be. I mean, Bo was electrifying, but he was a tough runner. But
yeah,
I mean, Ishmael run a bunch of punts and kickoffs.
He was going to run over you.
Yeah, Bo was.
Yeah.
And
these guys, I mean, Deion Sanders, he's going to catch it, and he's going to dance 20 from the 20 down to the end zone. He's going to high step and then dance.
Let me see Deion's college stats before we get off here. Hold on. Deion Sanders.
Portis and Aggie and those. What about those guys at Miami? I mean, talking about good running backs for Miami?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
College stats. I want Deion's college stats. Okay. He had 3 punt returns for touchdowns in his career. All right, let's go to defense.
He had 21 interceptions.
He had 3 touchdowns and 14 interceptions in his career in college.
Yeah.
And 14 interceptions and 6 touchdowns. Deion scored 28 touchdowns in his career and never played offense. Well, he did play. I take that back.
He did.
He
didn't in college though.
He didn't in college. He was the Cowboys, one of their receivers.
He did. He lined up as receiver.
Yeah, caught some balls.
He did. And he talked about him lining up against Irvin, when he played at Atlanta. You're talking about the games. Younger guys is watching, you don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Go back, YouTube, Irvin versus Sanders, Falcons and Cowboys, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Man, them guys. I mean, you're talking about 2 of the greatest guys at their position, and they are slapping hands. They are punching. They are pushing. They are jockeying for position.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're great buddies, and they laugh about it. I watched an interview with them and some other guys, and the interview was good. Just all them talking about the old stuff. They had Ed Reed on there with them. But anyway, that's something we had to bring up. It got to fill a little bit of time. Dean, we've been on over an hour.
Yeah, I know. I like the list. Let me say that, but I just think some people's left off.
It's kind of out of a little bit of order for us, but what do we know? And everybody,
I think most people would agree.
And everybody that commented on the.
Well, I mean, the only people that's going to agree with that list are people that thinks LeBron's better than Michael Jordan.
Probably.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, so. Probably. But the comments
Please comment
on the post.
Yeah.
Everybody made good points.
They made great points.
Nobody was wrong. Like some people was talking about Cam. Some people was, talking about Tebow. Those are all great points, and everybody's opinion is a little different, and that's good. That's why.
I probably got to leave Hester on after I seen him stats, but Peterson, Matthew, and Ginn are gone.
Well, my bottom 3 is just them 3 guys.
I probably got to leave Hester, I guess.
Seeing Lamar, Lamar Jackson's an electrifying NFL player.
Mm-hmm.
Watch him play through.
Yeah, he was great in college.
Man, yeah, he's electrifying in NFL.
Yeah, he's something else.
But I guess we'll cut it loose and get out of here and let everybody go eat dinner and go put your feet up and.
Yeah, we've been on a while.
Enjoy the rest of your week, and
we'll be back on next week. Good luck to Spring Garden and Center.
Yeah, we're gonna get out there and watch.
What about softball? How's the girls' softball? Is it winding up? They still got a little more time on it, right?
I don't know.
I know it's not ready for the playoffs yet.
It ain't.
I don't think. Let me find out this week.
We'll get some. I've shared some stuff.
They may be ready for their first round.
Sandrock girls had won. The girls they've been playing good. Center, Piedmont, Spring Garden girls. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes, guys. We appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. And excuse me for my throat and coughing. I'm trying. So everybody enjoy the rest of your week, and hats off to everybody. Keep your heads clear and keep your hearts full of God as always. And we love you and we thank you. Y'all have a good week.
Y'all have a good week. Good luck to those teams.
All right. Peace.